And we are live from the Gibbons Center. And we can hear some singing Gibbons. And we have, Claudia, can I show them you with your shirt on?
Yes.
Claudia has her Gibbons shirt on down in Florida. And so, anyway, we'll get started here. So I'm here and we're gonna do a tour and we're gonna talk to Gabby here in a minute, but we're gonna wait as people come on. And we actually, it's very fun, when we do the animal communication, we talk to that family right there. So we'll probably start the tour with our favorite family. I mean, they're all my favorite, but I have another favorite over there, Goliath. Anyway, if you're, yes? My drink is in the way? Thank you. Claudia has all sorts of ways of letting me know that my drink is in the way. So anyway, if you're new to me, my name is Joan Ranquet. I'm an animal communicator, author, TEDx speaker, and founder of Communication with All Life University. And the school is a program for people that want to learn animal communication, be an animal communicator, learn energy healing, become an energy healer, or learn about nature and wildlife. And today, we are definitely doing that. And are people coming on and saying hi?
Yes, we have Leslie Williams says hi. Leslie's always the first one to say hi, I have to say.
Hi, Leslie.
I don't know about always, but mostly. Okay, we've got some people coming on, yes.
Okay, good. Well, we were on time today, so that was remarkable.
And we wanted to start early because the Gibbons were singing.
Yeah, so I will talk about classes later because we actually do stuff here, but maybe, why don't you go ahead and introduce Gabby, and then we can, because I want to jump in and hear about singing.
Let's start that. It's just, I don't know if they can hear me because of the wind.
Oh.
So let's go ahead and start. Yeah, Gabby talking about the singing.
Okay, so it's gonna...
Should I come closer?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're the director of the Gibbons Center.
Yes, so my name is Gabriella Skollar and I'm the director of the Gibbon Conservation Center. And so what you hear, I think you can hear it in the background. We have two gibbons singing. It's a couple. And they are actually singing indoors because we are rebuilding their enclosure. And we have our lead singer, Pepper, ignoring them. And we are waiting for her to start singing because if she does start, then everybody joins in. And I'm not sure if she's going to do that today because she knows we are doing an interview and filming, so she just do whatever she wants to do.
And Pepper's over there?
Pepper is over there at enclosure 13, yes. Yeah. Yeah, and everybody's just very excited, is moving around and swinging. I just finished feeding them, so everybody's pretty active.
Yeah. So we're going to have a fun tour.
We're going to go see everyone.
So tell me about the gibbons. They are the smallest ape, and maybe people don't understand the difference between an ape and a monkey.
Yes, gibbons they like to make noise. Gibbons are arboreal apes, and they find in Southeast Asia, Northeast India, Southern China. They are the first apes that evolved sometimes around 80 million years ago. And we still share about 96% of our DNA. They are small, and once we go see them closer, you'll see that they look a little bit like a monkey because they are small in size and they are covered with fur. And but they are apes, and the most visible difference between a monkey and an ape, that apes don't have a tail. And there's other differences. Their shoulder is very flexible. Their shoulder blade is on the back and allow their arms to rotate and allow them to swing on the trees. they are actually the greatest acrobats, and they can reach like 35 miles per hour when they swing through the trees. But if they go on the ground or they walk across a big branch, they walk upright, they walk naturally bipedally, and they have very good balance. And they have longer arms than their legs. They also have a bigger brain size than a monkey compared to the same body weight. And there's other differences in their genetics and in their dentition. But when we talked about the most visible difference, there's 20 species, and at the center we have 5 species. And the 20 species divided into 4 larger groups, 4 different genera that are genetically very far from each other. But they are all found in Asia, and they are all gibbons.
And what do they eat?
In the wild, they mainly eat fruits. About 60-70% of their diet is fruit, but they also eat flowers and young leaves and insects. Sometimes they catch birds, or if they find the nest, they eat the eggs. And they are foragers. That means they are foraging throughout the day. And here at the center, we try to imitate that. They already had 3 meals this morning, and we feed 6 to 8 times a day with different fruits and vegetables, different greens, nuts and seeds, sometimes even cooked lentils or beans, mealworms and crickets, sometimes even some cooked chicken or hard-boiled eggs.
And so tell us about the singing.
So they sing to mark their territory, and they tell their neighbors this is their home, and that prevent fighting between different groups, because everybody knows that area is occupied by a group of gibbon, a family of gibbon. Most gibbon species sing a duet, and they sing different parts of the song, the male and the female, and coordinate it into a very complex duet. And couples that they've been together for many years, they sing a more coordinated duet than a pair that just met, because they need to pay attention to each other, and they need to coordinate, and they have to practice that kind of the routine to do a very well coordinated duet. And the song is inherited. It's not something that they can learn, and that means that they sing a species-specific song, and it can follow very rigid rules of like the male and the female part. It's always the same song with just slight differences, and there's more individuality in their, the behavior associated with the duet. And the young gibbons tend to sing the female part, and once they are around 6.5, 7 years old, they become less and less enthusiastic singing the female song, and they start practicing the male part. So they don't learn the song, but they still have to practice, and they spend a lot of time practicing. Like once they are in the age, like they sometimes for 1 hour they just keep repeating the same notes, the same calls, to develop a stronger voice. And one interesting thing, like with the northern white-cheeked gibbons, the young male needs to strengthen their throat sac. The adult male has a throat sac. When they inflate it, it makes a deep sound, and the young male needs to stretch the skin and able to inflate it. So they make very funny faces to kind of able to inflate it. So it's a fun thing to study here, and what we try to do here, get more understanding about the gibbons. And my interest is communication and vocalization, and I like to document the development of their song and then all the other sound they make, because besides singing, gibbons just in general very vocal animals, and like Goliath that we talked before, he likes to sing to his parsley. He gets a handful of parsley and he gets so excited that he just sings to it. Same as his father Medina, very vocal, and so they make feeding calls that sometimes from just making a low call for excitement for the food, it goes into a full song. And they also make playful vocalizations. When they tickle each other, they giggle. When they are mating, they make mating vocalizations. So many different sounds, and they also have very rich facial expressions. So it's just fun to continue learning about them.
So are they social, or do they live in families, and do they connect up with their children later, and how long do the children stay with them?
They live in nuclear family groups, and normally, so usually it's two adult gibbon and their dependent offspring. So 2-3 offspring living with the family. Once their offspring is around 8-9 years old, their parents become less and less tolerant with them, and eventually they need to be moved out. So they slowly push them out of the family, and they have to sometimes live in their edge of their territory for a while, and eventually they move out because they need to find a partner, and that a partner will be someone unrelated outside of their territory. They also use their song to find a partner. These young individuals, they will start singing a solo song and listen if anyone will call back, and sometimes they will, and then they start calling back and forth. So sometimes they're already vocalizing with another one before they can actually see each other. And when they are in captivity, we also start to see conflict with their parents, and we have these family dramas. And offspring at around age 6, they start challenging their parents, and then the parents become less tolerant with them, and then the younger siblings realize their parents are not as tolerant with their older siblings, so they start stealing their food and get them in trouble. So there's just a lot of behavior very similar to our human families.
And so what is how old are they when they can actually start to breed?
They could get pregnant or produce a baby when they are 6.5, but usually happens later in life once they are around 8 or 10.
And then, and they say that they're kind of monogamous?
Yes, they are monogamous like us. So it's called serial monogamy, that they usually have one partner at a time, but they're not necessarily made for life. And there are couples that they just, get bored with each other, or they just stop liking each other, and they split. And they have low affairs, and even in a wild, they can do long-term studies now. They can collect samples, fecal samples. They can look at genetics, and sometimes there are surprises that the father is not the father of those offspring living with the family. So everything is possible. So that we see here too, that we have Betty. We know she just likes males and she just wants a partner, and she's just very sweet, but she had 2 other partners that we used to house her. They were just not very nice to her, and eventually we pair her up with 2 young gibbons that kind of grew up with her, and then she selected the older one, and he's very nice to her, and they are happy together. And then we had vocal affairs, that we had a male started singing with another female, not with his own partner. So yeah, everything is possible.
How endangered are they?
Gibbons are one of the most endangered primates, and from the 20 species, there's only one that's not endangered or critically endangered. And one of the rarest primates is also a gibbon. It's the Hainan gibbon. There's only about 35 individuals left. And so they are very close to become extinct. Luckily, the population's been growing, and they're getting a lot of attention and protection now. So one, like Pepper, she's a northern white-cheeked gibbon. She's critically endangered, and there's less than 1,000 left in the wild.
And where are they located?
The northern white-cheeked gibbons extinct in China,
Okay.
but they still find in Laos and Vietnam. And in Vietnam, they forced to higher elevation, where the diet is different because there's not enough fruit available. So they are, it was like a slow change. They were able to adjust to that change, and they just eat more leaves and insects, birds, and they just rely on less fruit, like 25-30%.
Was it colder?
It's colder there, yes. It can actually snow. There were reports in the winter that it was snowing in those higher areas.
Wow.
But they seems more tolerant to the colder weather as well.
And so where are some of the other ones from that we're going to meet today?
So we're gonna meet Goliath. Goliath is a Javan gibbon. Javan gibbons are also endangered, and they lost more than 80% of their habitat. And there's also poaching. So, but there are several conservation organizations in the wild that protecting the remaining habitat. Rescuing gibbons from the wildlife trade, rehabilitating and releasing them back into the wild. There is also an organization that grow coffee within the rainforest. They grow shade-grown coffee that's much more sustainable than other coffee plantations. So there's a lot of good programs that protecting them. And then we're gonna see eastern hulo gibbons. We already heard them. And that's the only gibbon species that's not endangered or critically endangered. Today their status is vulnerable. The number is actually less than some other gibbon species. Their status is more stable, and but that could always change. And we're gonna see the pileated gibbons are right behind us. Also endangered species they find in Thailand, Laos, and Cambodia. And we'll see if we see Marlow. Marlow is a siamang, and she's just very lazy. And siamangs are found in Sumatra and Malaysia, where there's large-scale deforestation due to palm oil plantations and paper product. So that's, again, a big problem, plantations and deforestations in those areas.
Yeah, the plantations. I stayed at a place where we were literally in the rainforest, and the plantation was right next to us.
Yeah.
It was just terrifying. You could smell the smoke everywhere.
Yeah, when they cut down those trees, the gibbons not able to survive on the plantation, so they need to move out. But because they are strictly arboreal, they can't really move to another place. So also when the forest is not intact, it's easier for poachers to get in there and capturing them. So there is a lot of issues.
And what do poachers do with them?
In some areas they eat them, but they also capturing them to sell the babies. They shoot the parents so they can take the baby away from the mother and sell them as a pet, or use them as a tourist attraction, so they can take pictures with these baby primates, baby gibbons, baby tigers. It's a terrible industry.
And how long is a gibbon nice in someone's home?
So when they keep them as pets, they don't know how to care for them. So most of these very young babies not gonna survive, and if they are not nursing anymore, they might survive on just the food they give them, but it's not the right food. And if they reach an adult age or like adolescent age, then they become very aggressive. They don't have the right environment. They don't have other gibbons to socialize. They become very imprinted to people, and they just gonna be sick both mentally and physically, and they can be very, very dangerous as well.
Because they have very sharp little fingers and they have very sharp teeth.
Yes, yeah, big canines. And so if you interact with a gibbon in a young age and they're not able to socialize and bond with another gibbon, by the time they are an adult, they're gonna not know they are a gibbon. And because gibbons are very territorial, and because of their social system, they're gonna be very aggressive and territorial towards human of the same sex, and that will cause problems later in their life. That they also not, even if they get rescued and somewhat rehabilitated, they can never be released back into the wild because they're not able to socially bond and produce offspring. So that's gonna affect them for their full life.
I think we should go wander around.
Yeah, let's go see some gibbons.
Okay. And I have to put my mask on. Tell them also about how they are susceptible to human diseases.
Yes, because they are so closely related to us, many of the human disease can be transferred to gibbons, so we need to protect them. And there are also their own diseases that could transfer to humans, so like gibbons have their own version of hepatitis B virus, and that's perfectly normal for them. It doesn't make them sick, but if they bite someone, they could give that virus to a human. And luckily the vaccination that they developed for humans, the hepatitis B vaccine, works for gibbons because the virus at some point evolved from the same one. So, but other viruses, like the new COVID virus, can be very dangerous for gibbons. So, since the pandemic started, we've been wearing facial masks to protect the gibbons and make sure we don't give them anything that could make them sick.
I won't be biting anybody. Okay. Let's see, how do I turn this around? There we go. I did it. All right, so we're going to go first. So we get to talk to these gibbons whenever we have a class. So this is, yeah. They are quite fun. Hello.
So we have Duke, she's the mother, and the little one there, that's Howard, he's a little boy.
He was a teeny baby when I first
Not
moved here.
anymore.
Yeah.
He's now 6 years old, and now he's showing off. It's just a little bit hard to see them. It's been so windy, so we had to give them a little more protection. So we put up a clear tarp to protect them from the wind. It's right there.
Hello.
And here comes Boo.
Hi, Boo.
Yes, they'll eat the dandelion earlier.
Hmm.
So that's, and so these are pileated gibbons.
Joan,
Yeah.
can Gabby get closer to the
Yeah.
to the mic of the camera a little bit, just because the wind is, she doesn't sound very strong. Okay.
Yeah. So these are pileated gibbons, and if you look at them, they all look very similar. But Howard, as a young male, eventually go through a color change, and he's gonna turn fully black by the time he's about 9 years old. He's gonna have some white markings around his face, and white hands and white feet. They're all born blonde, both male and a female, and then slowly the chest and the top of the head turn black. And then Howard will finish his color change. And he's just a weird little guy. He doesn't like to sing. He doesn't join in with the family song. And but we expect him in a year from now, he will start practicing the male part. He likes to play. He's just the greatest acrobat. He likes to show off. He spins around the branches sometimes. He's gonna jump.
Wow.
He's preparing. And Boo as well, his big sister, very playful. But now that she's 8 years old, she spends a lot of time grooming with mom. And Howard sometimes just gets bored with the girls and he just wants to play.
I'm with Howard.
Yeah. And then Boo likes to stay up late. And when Howard was little, mom would just grab him and they went to bed together. He tried to sneak out, but usually mom just grabbed him by his leg or arm and just pull him back in bed. But now that he's 6 years old, she lets him stay out with Boo. And they would just sit on a branch, and sometimes he even fall asleep with Boo. And Boo protects him. Boo wraps her arm around Howard, and they stay warm together. Here he comes. And so Boo, at 8,
Wow.
she starts to have low conflict with mom, but nothing serious. And over singing, if she doesn't coordinate the song well, mom will get upset with her. So the pileated song is very unique, it's very complex, and mom wants her girls to coordinate the song and kind of synchronize with her. But we had a few times when Boo joined in with her sister's song and didn't wait for mom to start, and then she will get in trouble. They share food. However, those typical annoying little brothers that if we give a toy to Boo, he wants to take it right away. Or if Boo decides to get some food from the bucket that he didn't want earlier, he wants it right away. And she has to share because otherwise Howard will cry and gets Boo in trouble.
What does mom do when they get in trouble is a question.
Mom, well, sometimes she just smacks her or pull her hair. Sometimes she just looks very intensely at her. Other times, if it's the arguments over a piece of food, she just takes it and she will eat it.
They are really showing off.
Yeah.
Do you think they missed people during COVID?
I'm sure. I don't think too cared as much, but I'm sure the kids miss the people watching, especially Howard. He likes little kids as well. So, but now we are open so people can visit.
Oh, hello.
So that's cool.
Do you want to take the camera up closer?
Sure. We're gonna go closer to the Gibbons. Oh yeah, that's super scary. And they love technology. So if they could reach this camera, they would try to steal it. Howard. This is Boo. She's eating a cucumber. And here comes mom. She doesn't want to be left out. Oh yes, mom wants that cucumber. So that's Tuk. She's the mom. Oh, she wants the camera. You can see how long their arms. Let's go see Howard.
Thank you, that was amazing. They were so great. Whoops. What happened with the sister? She was over there.
So Izzy still lives next door.
Okay, she doesn't have a boyfriend yet?
Yes, no boyfriend yet.
Okay. So Izzy's more than 8. And she started having a little bit of a conflict with mom at about that 6 years old? 7?
6 years old, and then she's not 10.
Oh.
And she's moved out. Yeah. So, but she still sings most of the time with the family and with mom. But sometimes she sings her own song independently from mom, and mom is not approved that. So she's not very happy about that. But there's nothing she can do.
She's probably like, shut up.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So the species is endangered, and in the world they have a genetically diverse captive population. They manage globally. 2 came from Switzerland, and the kid's dad came from Japan, and they had 4 kids together. And her oldest daughter Violet is paired up at the center, and then Izzy we plan to send her to Europe to pair up with a young male.
So because they are so endangered, you have to really be careful with who you connect them with. They can't just fall in love. These are arranged marriages.
Yes, but if they don't like each other, there's always a second option.
Okay, good. Oh my God.
Howard is really showing off now.
Howard is having a blast.
Yeah.
All right, Howard, we'll come back. Wow. They are so great. And when we do the communication, we get a couple people talk to the mom, a couple people talk to Boo, a couple people talk to Howard, and sometimes we talk to Izzy, the sister that's in the other bedroom.
Pepper is
Oh,
ready.
Pepper is ready.
Reading the song.
It's so great.
Those are the huloks.
So the huloks are the ones with the big throat, right?
And that's Pepper up there. No, that's Pepper. And that's her dad. That's Took.
What's that?
Took.
Took?
Yeah.
That's Took, the mom we were just with. Hello. Those are some teeth. Oh, there's a little baby. Oh, hello. Look at her little baby.
And she likes to snack between two songs. She grabs some peppers. She gets hungry.
Okay.
Joan,
Yeah.
everybody's dogs are going.
Everybody's dogs are going crazy.
Yeah, I bet.
Hi.
Marley's on the other side.
Okay.
She's right there. She can go through in a large enclosure, but she likes to sing in a small one sometimes.
So is that the throat that makes that?
We'll see if she will sing. She's very shy. She stopped singing. She goes back. She makes the deep sound that sounds like you blow in a bottle.
Yeah.
That's with the throat sound.
How many enclosures are there in the center?
There she is in there.
She wants to hide.
How many enclosures do you have?
So, 17.
17 enclosures. And how many gibbons total?
37.
37 gibbons. Wow. Hello. Where else should we go?
Maybe she will sing another song.
Okay.
This way.
Okay.
Joan?
Yes.
So Susie Reed is asking, are any of the sounds meaning alarm or just excited for company?
Are
They're
any?
marking their territory.
They're doing what?
They're marking their territory.
These are all territorial.
Yes. And they're singing a duet. And they sing as a family. So they express bonding and telling their neighbors that this is my family, this is my home. So Tuk will take her time, but it's time for her to sing. So we'll wait a little bit. Her song just needs more concentration. And she usually waits until the other gibbons gets a little bit quieter. And
Now-
she's getting warming up. She's on the branch where she starts to sing.
Joan?
What?
Jane Sewell wants to know, if they're endangered, do they breed within the enclosures?
Not right now. I'll get to it in a minute. Sorry.
So very often at the end of the song, Boo gives a hug to Hard. because that's the time when they don't pay as much attention to the younger individuals that are not on the mother. At the end, they usually check on them that they are fine.
Okay, what was the question, Claudia?
Since they're endangered, do they breed within the enclosures?
Yes, they do produce offspring.
Yes, they breed in the enclosures.
Okay.
Yes, we participate in global captive breeding programs for these endangered primates and also in species survival plans. So that's just to prevent the species from becoming extinct. She might sing another song. Let's see. So other species will just keep singing, but the females, just like Pepper, she will sing the great call, that's the female part of the song, and then she will have a break. And then she'll sing another one. So same as Took, she just need a long break. Your battery is very low. Is it an iPad?
Yeah, Claudia, I may
cord?
use you. I may lose you.
That's okay.
All right.
We have 15 minutes anyway.
Okay.
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 Should we go see Goliath?
I want to go see
Yeah,
Goliath,
let's
yeah.
go see Goliath.
So here's my little friend. We're going to go see who I see from the other side when I walk my dogs. So he and Abby used to imitate each other. And he is just the cutest.
It's a young male practice.
That was a young practice little sound.
Very high feet.
Hello. And if you want to take...
Yeah. He's a little bit scared of it, but this is Goliath. And he wants the camera as well. He's saying it's a toy. And now he's busy jumping around. Goliath. So Goliath is a Gibbon Gibbon. He was born at the center, and he's turning 10 in April. And just like how we're looking for a partner for Izzy, we're also looking for a partner for Goliath. So he's now sings a solo song and calling for a partner, but he's still just a little boy. He's very, very playful. And he thinks I brought him a new toy. And but he usually just plays with his rubber balls. He has a Gibbon doll somewhere, and he loves to play with puzzle feeders. He's just a very smart Gibbon, and very curious as well. And then he likes to act silly. He sometimes covers his eyes, and he pretends he cannot see, and he walks around and bump into things. He likes to hang upside down. He likes to stick his tongue out. He's just a silly boy. And he loves visitors, especially little kids. And yeah, he's gonna have to check that out. Now you can see how long is his arm compared to his body, and the long hand. The whole body of the Gibbon is made of living on the trees and swing on the trees. And if you look at his foot, they also have opposable big toes, so they use their feet as a hand, and that's why he can carry food in his feet or hang upside down. So Javan gibbons are also endangered. We talk about that. And we have 12 of them born at the center. And we were the first one that breed them outside of the... we were the first one that breed them in the US. So Goliath has an older brother in Fort Wayne and a sister in Greensboro. They also produce offspring, but those are related to him. So if you want to bring in a female, we'll have to bring a female from Europe. There is a female in Prague that's a possible match. Now he's busy swinging. Yes, the species is very rare in captivity. There's only about 100 of them in the global captive population. But there are some individuals are now selected to release back into the wild, and they already released a few individuals successfully. Goliath is not a candidate, but Goliath's father, Medina, is a candidate to be sent back to Java and go through a release program. So that's the final goal for these endangered species, to eventually get a chance to have some individuals returned, but that can only be possible if they protect the remaining habitat and if they are protecting the released gibbons. And it can take years for them to adjust to the new environment, to learn what to eat in a forest. And at the same time, we have to make sure there is always some individuals that are alive, and we don't let them to become extinct. Goliath just acting silly. He doesn't care about the important things I'm talking about. He's like, I'm going to show off. And I'm gonna poop.
Oh, it's a full service show here.
Yes, thank you, Goliath. That's a perfect number to poop.
Yeah.
And that's my job, that as I care for them and feed throughout the day, I also monitor their diet and their feces, because those are the first sign that something is not right with them, that they have loose feces or they lose their appetite, they are lethargic, which we can tell Goliath is not.
No.
He's a very playful, silly gibbon with perfect poop.
Perfect poop.
And the reason he wasn't singing, because Javan gibbons are a little bit different. They like to sing a solo song. They don't sing a duet song. And they like to sing different parts of the day, sometimes before sunrise. No, now he's vocalizing. Just to... Let me give it back.
Okay.
Okay, swing away.
Well, this has been amazing. Is there anyone else we should say hi to?
Let's see if Ostrich is around.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So I can go a little closer. So we're gonna see another northern white-cheeked gibbon because she's expecting a baby.
Oh.
So we see. Nice to see her. Now this is another family. The orange one is Ostrix. She's the mother. The black one with the white cheeks, that's Pierre. He's the dad. And that's the little girl, Anastasia. She's a 3-year-old. And mom expecting another baby. And that's Anastasia again. So Anastasia is in her juvenile color. She's a little girl, but she's gonna change back to orange, just like her mom. Once she's around 6.5, 7, will start changing. And by the time she's 8, she will finish her color change. And these guys love the camera. So Astrix is expecting a baby, probably soon, but we don't know exactly when. Oh yes, now they want the camera. Everyone, no, they can have the camera. Gibbons are very mischievous, very playful animals. And that's mom and a daughter, and now she's grooming her daughter. Right, Pierre? Such a sweet family.
Oh. All right. Well,
Are there any questions?
are there any questions? While we're here, maybe we could go back over to the picnic tables. Any questions? Wait,
Did they die?
not yet. What's that?
How long are they pregnant for?
How long are they pregnant?
6.5 months.
Okay, and Susie wants to know, did the mama and Anastasia just kiss? I thought the same thing.
Yeah, they do kiss. Yeah. They also hug, they hold hands. So they are very emotional animals. So touch has a very importance in the pair bond as well.
Anyone
I know
else?
those benches. Everybody's just in love with them.
Yeah. Maybe you could type in where they could donate. Or you know what? You could adopt. If there was somebody you fell in love with, maybe you could ask us now which one you were absolutely in love with. I adopt Goliath.
I was going to say, I think he's going to be very popular today. He put on a fantastic show.
He did.
I'm putting in the link in the chat.
But maybe tell a little bit about your adoption program.
So each gibbon can be adopted, and if you adopt a gibbon, of course, you can take them home, but you get a description about their personality and about the species, and you get a very beautiful photograph of the gibbon.
The photos are amazing.
Yeah, and it's depend on what level of adoption. You might also get a CD of the recordings of the gibbon song, and yeah, so, and then updates. Updates about them.
All right. Well, so Penny, I guess, was a little traumatized by the sound, but
It's a very powerful sound, and if you see them how they sing, they use their whole body. So they are very small animals, like weight around 14-17 pounds, but you can hear them up to 2 miles away. And
I hear them at my house all day. Well, certainly all morning.
yes, yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you
We
so
got
much.
very lucky today.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah, I'm glad they were singing.
Me too. That was great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gabby.
Thank you.